Imagine 5 outdated hairstyles making you look timeless, lovely, once you know what to replace them with. I research worst hair mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women, so you get simple, proven transformations that work instantly. Today we're perfecting 5 outdated hairstyles making you look older. Replace them with these. You'll look 10 years younger by the end. We're covering 5 game-changing replacements, from the hairstyle silently aging you every single day, to the modern cut that frames your face beautifully. Part 1 kicks things off with the biggest offender most women never suspect. Part 2 reveals the texture trick that shaves off years instantly. Stay for the game changer in Part 3, it's the one that surprises everyone. Parts 4 and 5 wrap it all up with finishing touches that make the biggest difference. Subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, so you never miss a transformation like this. Part 1. The stiff helmet hair holding you back. Let's start with the one hairstyle that ages more women over 50 than almost any other, and most have no idea it's working against them. Helmet hair. That rigid, lacquered, set and sprayed shape that doesn't move, doesn't breathe, and quietly adds years to your face every single day. Most overlook this completely, yet it's one of the fastest changes you can make. Helmet hair typically comes from over-relying on heavy hold products, too much backcombing, or styles that prioritize volume in all the wrong places. The result is a shape that looks dated rather than polished, stiff rather than sophisticated. It flattens the personality right out of your look. The replacement is movement. Modern hair for mature women has life. It shifts slightly, catches light, and frames the face softly. Here are 5 solutions that work beautifully. 1. Soft layered bobs that swing gently with natural movement and eliminate that rigid outline entirely. 2. Textured waves set loosely, not tight curls, not pin straight, that give dimension without stiffness. 3. Piece Y ends created with lightweight styling products that let individual sections separate naturally. 4. Side-swept styles that break the symmetry and immediately make the face look fresher and more modern. 5. Relaxed updos with face-framing pieces left loose, polished but effortlessly so. Each of these solutions works because they prioritize softness over structure. When hair moves, it looks healthy. When it looks healthy, you look younger. It really is that simple. The variations here are generous. Fine hair benefits most from textured waves because they create the illusion of fullness without bulk. Thicker hair responds beautifully to layered bobs because layers remove weight and restore movement. If your hair is between lengths, a relaxed updo with soft tendrils is your best friend right now. From a tool's perspective, a wide tooth comb and a diffuser attachment on your dryer are your 2 greatest allies in replacing helmet hair with something modern and flattering. Swap heavy hold hairspray for a light flexible finish mist. Maintenance is refreshingly simple. Movement-based styles actually require less daily effort than stiff, set styles. A quick refresh with a little water and light product restores them beautifully each morning. This shaves off 10 years. And it happens the moment you let your hair breathe again. Part 2. The too short crop that hardens your features. There is a version of short hair that is absolutely stunning on mature women, and then there is the version that quietly hardens every feature on your face. This part is about understanding the difference, because most women who go too short do it believing they are choosing something low maintenance and modern. You'll love what the replacement does instead. The too short crop. We are talking clipper closed sides, minimal length on top, and zero softness anywhere. Can create a harsh silhouette that emphasizes jaw angles, draws attention to neck skin, and removes any gentle framing around the face. It is the framing that does the youth-boosting heavy lifting. And when it disappears, years appear in its place. This is not about avoiding short hair. Short hair is gorgeous. The key is choosing the right kind of short. 1. The textured pixie with longer, side-swept top sections that create softness right where your face needs it most. 2. The tapered nape cut that keeps length and movement through the crown and sides while staying neat and manageable at the back. 3. The chin grazing bob, technically short but long enough to frame and flatter beautifully. 4. Soft feathered layers around the face that break up any harsh lines and instantly add a youthful softness. 5. A gently curved silhouette, slightly fuller at the sides of the head, that balances facial features naturally. Each of these replacements works because they restore what the too short crop removes: face framing, softness, and dimension. These are the three elements that create a youthful appearance in any hairstyle. Variations matter here. For women with rounder face shapes, a tapered nape cut with height at the crown creates beautiful balance. For oval or longer face shapes, the chin grazing bob is extraordinary. For those who love the pixie but want it fresher, the textured version with a longer top section is the ideal middle ground. Tools that help most are a small round brush for adding gentle volume through the crown, and a lightweight cream that defines without weight. Maintenance on these styles is honest. A trim every 6 to 8 weeks keeps everything looking intentional and modern. Most overlook how much face framing alone changes everything. But now you know exactly what to ask for. Part 3. The blunt one-length cut dragging you down. Here is the game changer. And it is the part that surprises most women because this style feels safe, feels classic, feels like it should always work. The blunt one-length cut. No layers, no movement, no variation in weight. Just one uniform length all the way around. The problem is that after 50, this style becomes one of the most aging choices you can make, and most women keep it for years without realizing why something feels off. Here is what happens. As we age, hair texture changes. It becomes finer, sometimes drier, often more fragile. A blunt one-length cut on finer, more delicate hair lies completely flat, pulls downward with its own weight, and creates zero dimension. The result is hair that looks limp rather than sleek, heavy rather than polished. It draws the eye downward, and when the eye travels down, everything looks heavier. The replacements all share one thing in common. They introduce movement through the ends and layers through the mid-lengths. 1. Long layers that begin from the cheekbone area, creating face framing and removing bulk from the bottom. 2. Curtain bangs paired with any length. They immediately soften the forehead and open the eyes. 3. Beveled ends that curve gently inward or outward, giving the style shape without a hard blunt line. 4. A shattered fringe, soft piece-wide, not blunt, that creates texture right at the face. 5. Collarbone length cuts with internal layers that add body from within rather than relying on weight. These work because they redirect the eye upward and outward, toward your face, your eyes, your best features. This shaves off 10 years without changing your overall length significantly. The variations serve beautifully across hair types. Fine hair absolutely transforms with long layers and beveled ends. The lightness created is remarkable. Coarser hair responds wonderfully to internal layers that remove bulk and introduce the movement it naturally resists. For tools, a round brush used during blow drying creates the gentle curve at the ends that makes beveled styles look salon perfect at home. Maintenance requires a trim every 8 weeks to keep the layers working properly and the ends healthy. This is the replacement most women wish they had made years earlier. And now you have everything you need. Part 4. The overly perm tight curl pattern. This one carries decades of hair history with it. And that is precisely the problem. The overly perm tight curl pattern, set close to the head with uniform ringlets all over, is a style that peaked in a different era and has never made the return journey into modern hair. Most overlook how much this pattern specifically ages a woman compared to what replaces it. The issue is uniformity. Tight, uniform curls set all over the head create a shape that is perfectly round. And a perfectly round silhouette adds visual weight to the face, compresses the perceived height of the head, and draws attention to jawline and neck changes that occur naturally after 50. None of that is the goal. The beauty of the replacement is that it still embraces curl and texture. It simply reworks them into something that feels current, effortless, and deeply flattering. 1. Loose wave sets using larger rollers or a wide barrel wand, creating soft bends rather than tight spirals. 2. Define but relax curls through the mid-lengths only, keeping the roots softer for a more natural appearance. 3. A curly bob with elongated sides. This uses the natural texture while creating a silhouette that lengthens rather than rounds. 4. Spiral pieces focused at the ends only, with smoother volume through the crown for a modern balanced look. 5. Natural curl-enhancing techniques that work with your hair's own pattern rather than against it, celebrating texture without imposing a rigid uniform shape. You'll love what loose waves do to the overall face frame. The eye travels up and outward, the face looks lifted, and the whole look reads as younger, fresher, and deeply intentional. These approaches work because they trade uniformity for variation. When curl pattern varies naturally, tighter at the ends, softer at the roots, flowing through the mid-lengths, hair looks alive rather than styled. For fine to medium hair, the loose wave set is the most transformative option. For naturally curly or coarser hair, the curl-enhancing approach with defined ends and soft roots is extraordinary. Tools that help most are a wide-barrel curling wand, a diffuser, and a curl-defining cream with flexible hold. Maintenance means refreshing curls with a little water and product between washes rather than resetting the entire style. This replacement is one of the most joyful transformations in this entire video, and the results speak immediately. Part 5. The neglected grow out with no shape. We have arrived at part 5, and this is the one that ties everything together, because no matter how wonderful your chosen style is, if it has grown past its shape without any maintenance, it quietly undoes all the work. The neglected grow out with no shape is not a style choice, it is the absence of one, and that absence reads immediately as aging, even on the most beautiful women. What happens during a neglected grow out is that the perimeter loses its intention, layers lose their blending, and the overall silhouette becomes heavy and shapeless at the bottom. Split ends catch light in a dull, flat way. The style stops framing the face and starts simply sitting there. Most overlook this because trims feel minor, but they are anything but. The replacement is not about drastic change. It is about restoration and intention. 1. A shape-refreshing trim every 6 to 8 weeks that restores the perimeter without necessarily removing length. 2. Strategic layer refreshing that reintroduces movement through sections that have grown heavy and flat. 3. A deliberately chosen in-between style, like a soft midi length or a shaped grow-out bob, that makes intentional use of whatever length you currently have. 4. Face framing pieces cut or shaped to work with your current length, instantly restoring the lift and youth-boosting effect of proper framing. 5. A glossing treatment paired with the trim. This restores light reflection to hair that has grown dull through the grow-out process, and the difference in perceived youth is remarkable. Each of these solutions works because they restore intention to the style. Intentional hair always reads as younger, more polished, and more confident. Regardless of length, color, or texture, variations are beautifully flexible here. If you are genuinely growing your hair out, a shaped grow-out bob gives you structure while you wait. If you are between pixie and bob, strategic face framing layers create a purposeful transition style that looks chosen rather than forgotten. Tools that support this phase most are a good pair of sharp scissors for home dusting of ends, a nourishing hair oil, and a flexible hold product for shaping. Maintenance is the foundation of everything covered in this video. Consistent attention transforms good hair into extraordinary hair. This shaves off 10 years. And this one works the moment you walk out of your next appointment. Boom, gorgeous! You look 10 years younger, and you now know exactly which 5 outdated hairstyles to leave behind and what to replace them with starting today. Wear this knowledge confidently everywhere, at your next appointment, in every styling choice, every single morning in front of your mirror. You have the tools, you have the replacements, and you have the awareness that most women never get. That is powerful. If this video helped you, please give it a like. It means the world and helps more women just like you find these transformations. Subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path so you never miss a youth-boosting tip. And comment below. Tell me which of these 5 outdated hairstyles you are replacing first. I read every single one.